One of the longest 4-hour periods, I think, of my broadcasting career. 43-10, the Buffaloes' final trip to Norman, Oklahoma. Was a long night as Colorado drops its fourth consecutive ball game. Along with Larry Zimmer, I'm Mark Johnson. Thanks for joining us on our Buffs recap here at 850KOA.com. Zim, I got nothing for you.
No, I've seen it before here, trust me. But I've also seen the good days here in Norman. So, it can be done. But this is a tough one for this football team. They were down 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. But even though you just had the feeling that it wasn't going to happen. And the second quarter, it caved in on them when Oklahoma had 26 points, and that was playing out the string after that.
26-3 was the score of that second quarter. Ended up dropping it 43-10. I thought it was interesting after the contest. You're down the locker room talking with the likes of Jaleel Brown and Cody Hawkins, who said they were doing things we'd never seen them do before, and it took us a long time to adjust.
Well, I think that hurry-up offense, for one thing, and they ran it to perfection when Landry Jones was running it. That was one thing. But you know what? Colorado, these kids, they don't quit, Mark, and they were still out there battling at the end. Coach Hawkins went fairly deep in his lineup as well. So I think the attitude that they have to do is just get rid of this one and move ahead. The next 3 games are not against first division teams. They have an opportunity.
And I think maybe our partner Andy Lindahl, who worked the sidelines, said it best. He said, listen, going into this season, you looked at this game, said it's going to be a tough one. You know that. Probably going to be a loss. So just accept the fact that the inevitable happened, and now you've got Kansas on the road. Maybe the worst team in the Big 12 Conference, the way they're playing right now, their first-year coach, Gill. You've got Iowa State coming to Folsom Field, Kansas State coming to Folsom Field before the game at Nebraska. Buffs need 3 wins. There's 3 games they can go out and have a shot at.
Well, that's exactly right. And, I mean, the thing that hurts with this one is 4 straight losses because of those 2 losses at home to Baylor and Texas Tech. So forget the first 8 games. It's a 4-game season for them now. Go out there and win 3 or 4 of them, and they're probably going to have a postseason game. And I think that has to be their attitude. Yeah,
I think you're probably right. So 4 games remaining of the season. It all starts next week in Lawrence, Kansas. That is a noon Mountain Time game. We'll hit the end at 10:05 with Buffalo Stampede, 10:35 our network affiliates, and pick things up. And then a high noon, the Buffs and the Jayhawks. What do you want to call that one? The Cellar Dweller Bowl, or what do you want to call that one? You got a name for it?
Well, yeah, I do, but I'm not going to say it. Hey, it's a football game, and it'd probably be a pretty good one.
The Sooners with over 600 yards of offense, nearly 500 yards passing, as they dominate the final game of these old Big 8 foes here in Norman, Oklahoma. 43-10 the final score for Larry Zimmer. I'm Mark Johnson. Thanks for joining us here from Norman on our Buffs recap on 850KOA.com.